Now, earlier this month, Islam, you observed the end of Ramadan. I know you choose not to fight during the holy month, but I'm curious, what is training like for you during this period?
Honestly, in Ramadan, you cannot training like 100, but not 100, like maybe just 50% you can training because time signs like the sun go up and sunrise. You cannot eat, you cannot drink. That's why you don't have time for the training.
Do
Last
you ever
Ramadan,
adjust your
I just
schedule and like do it at night, or
again,
do you ever adjust your schedule and maybe move to nighttime when you're able to drink?
yeah, we try to do like that, but it's so hard. Change your sleep time, change your eat time, and training well. It's so hard. I training, but one time we did not maybe like 50%. We do some training, maybe lifting, maybe some grappling, but for the sparring all MMA, we cannot do 100%.
Sure, sure. Now, when you're coming out of Ramadan and you can go back to normal training and that kind of thing, do you have to kind of adjust your body a little slowly to get back to normal, or do you kind of go right into 100% again?
Yeah, that's why right after the Ramadan, I come to the mountain, to the training camp, bring all my team to change all schedules, to like prepare myself for the fight because I don't have much time. We just 10 days after Ramadan and like 1 week already I'm in the camp.
Right, right. And of course, now you've got this fight coming up in June, June 1st in New
Yeah,
Jersey. Dustin Poirier defending the lightweight title, UFC 302. Your friend, your brother, Khabib Nurmagomedov, earlier in his career, he used to train at K Dojo in New Jersey. Did you ever make it out there? Did you ever train in New Jersey?
no, never.
Okay.
I
So
went to New
you don't have as
Jersey,
much
but
experience.
I never training there. But we find some gym there. We know a lot of people from New Jersey.
Of course, of course. Poirier had called you out for a fight in June, the fight that actually ended up happening here right after his win last month, and you seemed all up for it even at that point. Is this what you expected to happen to you against him?
Against him, I know my plan. I just have to defend my neck from his guillotine, and that's it. He have good, but he is a legend. If we talk about Dustin, he's already legend, and he have big experience in this sport. But he's the problem. He have good striking, and his bad point, his wrestling and grappling. But he have good guillotine. I
Sure,
have to be
he
ready.
loves to jump for it, right? He hasn't hit it yet, but he loves
I
that.
I have to be ready.
Mm-hmm. And you, of course, he's been on your radar for a long time. Like you said, he's a legend. He's been fighting for a very long time at the top of the lightweight division. Khabib has fought him as well. I'm sure you helped Khabib prepare for the Poirier fight a couple years back, right? Is there an element of his game in particular that you admire? Is it the kind of the ability to just go for that guillotine, or what is it? What is it you admire about your opponent?
Honestly, my fight style it's bad for Dustin because we saw his fight with Max Holloway and with the other people who have good striking. I think best boxing in this sport in my division Dustin have honestly because he beat everybody in the striking. Nobody can beat him. But for the fighter who have good wrestling and good grappling, he have bad 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 points. He have 0-3 with the fight for the belt. He lose with Khabib, who have good wrestling and grappling. He lose with the Charles Oliveira. That's why, my opinion, my style is bad for him.
And even your striking, we've seen uh, a lot more of it in recent fights and you being successful with it. Obviously, you're coming off of a head kick knockout of Alexander
Yeah.
Volkanovski last year. I mean, that was a big finish for you. Does getting a finish like that, adding that to your highlight reel, does that kind of help make it feel like, hey, people understand that I'm really dangerous with my hands as well?
Yeah, of course. And actually, Dustin don't like head kick. That's why maybe it's landed again. He have
I
to
think
be
so.
ready.
Okay. What do you practice that head kick a lot? Is that like a good one for you, or did that just kind of work out in that scenario?
Honestly, when you stay southpaw, head kick, body kick, it's a key, for the southpaw. That's
Sure.
why I uh, try to land the kick all my fights, and I prepare a lot. That's why Dustin have to be ready.
Sure. What did you think of Dustin Poirier's last performance last month? Obviously, it was he fought down in the rankings a little bit. He took on Benoit Saint Denis, which was kind of a risky fight for him, but he came out ahead of it. What did you think of his fight there?
Honestly, he showed us good performance. He knock out his opponent, but his opponent also it's good, high level guy here who have good grappling, good wrestling, but the emotion, the fight with Dustin, I think it's a like the pressure what the guy have and the experience. In last fight, I think key for the win for the Dustin is experience. He beginning the fight very slowly, just waiting for that guy, and when that guy is tired, he just finish him.
Sure, sure. Now the other big fight at light, well, there was a couple big fights at lightweight just recently, earlier this month. Max Holloway, surprised Justin Gaethje. I think a lot of people weren't sure how that was going to go, of course, but he's coming up from featherweight and he beats Justin Gaethje, who realistically looked like one of the most qualified potential challengers to fight you. Are you surprised at all that Max Holloway hasn't tried to angle for an opportunity to face you instead of go back down and fight for that belt?
Honestly, I a little bit surprised how is this fight finished because in my opinion, I think Justin can finish him, but the how the fight, how the Max Holloway did, and he deserve all this hype from this fight because he knocked out the guy who have good power in the on his hand, and he beat him all rounds.
Would you be interested in fighting Max Holloway?
Uh, if he beat couple more guys in my division, we can fight, but I don't want to give him chance now because I have some contenders who I have to beat. Now I have Dustin. After we have Arman. I think I have some job in my division. He have job in his division. Maybe if he win his next fight, maybe he beat Tapuria, and I finish all my two fights. Maybe, but I want my dream fight. I have to fight for the next division, 170. I have to fight with Leon Edwards.
That's so yeah, you're angling to go up in
I
weight.
already I already give some chance to fighters from the 145. That's why I need
Sure.
my chance for the second belt.
Of course, of course. And obviously that division has a lot of contenders in it as well. That you both the 155 and 170, they've traditionally been uh, the divisions
Yeah.
with some of the most talent, right? We've seen that over the years. Is that kind of? Do you take pride in the fact that you've been able to be champion now for a couple years in one of the top divisions in basically in the whole sport?
Honestly, I don't have like any like excited fight because Dustin have just one fight win streak and we have Arman. I already beat these guys. I don't have some job in my division, my opinion, honestly. And I think I have chance. They have to give me chance for the second belt because I already beat the old guy.
Yeah. Speaking of Armand, though, too, I mean, you mentioned, of course, you've beaten him before. It was his UFC debut. The only time in the UFC you fought in Russia. Uh, are you surprised that he turned down that short notice chance to fight you in June?
Arman,
Yes.
I'm not surprised because this guy talk about rematch all his life, but I don't remember this. Maybe third time or fourth time the UFC give him chance to fight with me, and he say no. It's not surprise. I know after the UFC told me we give you opponent after UFC 300. But in my opinion, I know if Arman beat Oliveira, he never took this fight, never take this fight, and that's why I'm not surprised.
Sure. Now, obviously, you're aware of this too. The UFC 302, where you're fighting, this is going to be the first event with the newly designed UFC gloves. I'm sure you saw this. Have you had the chance to kind of try them out, or do you have any thoughts on them?
Just fight week, we
Okay.
go to the room. They give maybe we can change the size, or like maybe I call my manager and we can pre-order
I feel
and
like they
try.
could get
Maybe
you some gloves, right? I think the
yeah,
UFC can
yeah.
do that for you.
We have to be professional. We have to order before and see what the difference.
Of course, of course. I'd be curious to see what you think of that when it does come down to it. But you're obviously you're fighting in New Jersey here, but we've typically seen you fight every year. The last three Octobers in Abu Dhabi. This is probably 4 years in a row, right? It's looking like UFC 308. You'll probably be on
Yeah,
track to fight there as well, right?
yeah, yeah. Honestly, after my last fight in October, I told the UFC I'm gonna be ready in March before the Ramadan, and I was ready in March, but nobody can take the fight. But that time we don't have some opponent, and that's why I told I think I did all the job with my division because my division in the rankings, the top five, they already beat each other. That's why I need some new challenge, some new opponents, some new belt.
Of course, and hey, Dustin Poirier tried to take on some new blood, right? But he turned it away. So it's kind of like that
I'm
blood
not,
isn't getting there, right?
yeah, I'm not underestimating, but I think I have to finish this guy and one more fight because I think Arman is gonna be next, and that's it.
If you do
And
move up to,
I need my second belt.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you do move up to that second belt, are you planning to leave the lightweight division, or would you stick around and defend both belts?
We will see. I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we will take two belts and defense because 170 I don't have to cut much weight. We will see.